Did you know that there are actually two types of fashion photography? This is something that I realized not that long ago and has been something that has really deeply changed how I view the work that I do and the work that I see in and around me in the fashion photography world. I think this is also a big reason why so many people feel like they want to be doing one type of work but find that they're stuck in another. So if you have been craving more creativity, more soul, and more art in your life, then this episode is for you. Okay, so two levels of fashion photography, two types of fashion photography. What am I talking about? So the first level is what I call the functional and the commercial fashion photography. This is the work that is the bread and butter work of the vast majority of fashion photographers. I'm talking about the e-comm shoots, the social content, the product launch shoots. These are shoots, this is fashion photography that is about showing the clothing off clearly. It's making sure that that handbag is front and center. It's making sure that the earrings are crystal clear and really being sold. It's all about selling the product. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that, but it serves one purpose. And then there is the second type of fashion photography, and that is where the artistry comes in a little bit more. This is the work that you see in big campaigns. It's the timeless editorials. It's not just about what the product is, it's about how the image makes you feel. It's the mood, it's the energy, it's the story that fashion image is getting across. And this is when you are hired more for your vision, not just for your technical skill. You're not just showing off a dress. You're showing off what the dress means to the person who is buying and wearing that dress. I think that most photographers, myself included, want to be spending most of their time in that second phase, in the creative world, the more artistic type of fashion photography. But many of us, myself included, get stuck in that first level, that first type of fashion photography for a really long time. And we don't really know why we're not getting booked for the more artistic campaigns. The reason that we book more of the campaign work that is the first level, the e-comm, the content shoots, the selling that earring front and center, is because it's safe, it's consistent, it pays well, and it is what is needed the most by brands. This is the type of work that you get when the brand knows that you can deliver on a skill. They need someone who can light a great shot, who can make their product look fantastic, and who can help them sell it. And that is what gets booked. You are not necessarily being booked on these shoots because of your creativity as much. There is an element of it, but it's not as important. You get the brief, you deliver the shots, and then you move on. And after a while, you get really good at it. And suddenly, you become the go-to photographer for those kinds of jobs. And then you get more and more of them and people talk about it, and your portfolio becomes a portfolio of fashion imagery that is very product focused. But deep down, I know that the vast majority of us have a pull that we want to create something more meaningful. We want to make more art, not just content, and we want to make work that says something. And that was where I found myself probably about a year ago. I really wanted to shift away from just creating the kind of work that was very product-led and very much selling the product, and shift into a more expressive, intentional, and more me kind of work. But I want to get one thing across, and that this is probably the thing that's the most freeing for me, is that it's still completely okay to do and take on the functional work. I still do. The vast majority of the work I get paid to shoot is the functional work. Most photographers I know also get paid to do the functional fashion photography. But what's key is that you don't have to show everything that you shoot in your portfolio and on your social. You want to curate your public-facing work. So I'm talking about your Instagram, your portfolio, your website, around the kind of work that you want more of. It's not about being fake. It's not about not showing the work you're doing. It's about being intentional about the kind of work that you want to get booked on that fills you up. How do you want to be remembered? So you want to show the more artistic work. You want to show the storytelling. You want to show the work that makes you really come alive. So if you're looking at your portfolio and you're thinking, okay, I really hear what you're saying, Olivia, but all my portfolio is very functional focused. It's very focused on booking and getting clients who had that functional need, which is great. I had a portfolio that was very much focused on getting booked for functional work for a really long time. And that was great. It got me to an incredible position where I now have regular clients. I still have loads of skills and I can really deliver on those kinds of briefs. So if you are now in a position where you want to start creating more creative work and start getting booked on more creative campaigns that have more of that artistry, that more creative mindset around it, how do you do it? So here are a few things that really helped me and that will also hopefully help you. So I want you to start with a concept when you're planning a shoot, not a product. Forget about the outfit and the brand that you want to shoot for the minute. What feeling do you want to create when you are planning a shoot for yourself, for your portfolio, for the work that you're going to get booked more on? What's the vibe? What's the story? The world. Build your shoot and your idea from that place first. Then make personal work without a client brief. This is so important. I talk about it all the time. Like, it's so important to shoot your own personal work. You should be a photographer because you want to shoot work. You want to create stuff that comes from the heart. You cannot only have a portfolio of work that you've shot for clients. So make space for shoots that are just for you. No rules, no deadlines, no briefs. This is where your style really gets to evolve because you don't need permission to make the work. Some of my favorite work and the work that's got me the most bookings has been the work where I've just gone and done it off my own back, had a really fun time, created something that fills me with so much joy, and it's a true expression of me. The third thing you can do is collaborate with creatives who get it, who really understand what you're trying to do. Find stylists, find makeup artists, and set designers who also want to push creative boundaries, who are not just trying to create an image that really sells a product, who want to sell a feeling, a vibe, an emotion, an aesthetic. Share your ideas with those people and build something together that feels bigger than just a client deliverable. I also want you to think about playing with format and medium. You don't just have to stick to one thing. You can try film, you can try incorporating collage, you can try mixing AI with photography, you can try painting over your images. The more you play, the more your voice will come through. I'm not saying that you need to do what I do, which is draw and paint over all your images, but think outside the box of just taking a still image. What can you do to really infuse more of you into it? Maybe you love set design. Maybe you really love flowers and you're really good with flowers. Can you do a little bit more to infuse your work with those skills that you have aside from just taking a great image? And then finally, don't wait for permission. Share the work anyway. One of the biggest mindset shifts for me has been this, and it's that you don't need a client to say yes to start acting like an artist. I want you to embody the life of a fashion photographer who thinks of themselves as an artist and create from a place where you know that you are really made for this work. Create and share the work like you were hired to do it for someone. Believe in it so strongly because that is the only way that you will get hired by people who need to believe in you. This is how people start to see you differently. It's when you really believe in the work and love the work, and that is when they will find you and want to work with you as well. So that's where I want to leave this. It's just on that thought that there are two different types of fashion photography. Not everything sits in one box. There are two different types of work, and there is no better work. The functional photography is the bread and butter. It is what the vast majority of photographers do spend a lot of their time doing, and it is so essential. We need that kind of photography. But if you're feeling like you're missing something, that you don't really know what it is, that you can't put your finger on it, it could be that you are craving more of the artistic, the more creative fashion photography, and you want to start adding more of that into your work as well. And don't be afraid of it. It's right there. It's easy to grasp. It's just there for you. It's just putting it into words and having a place to categorize it really helps. Okay, I hope that's been helpful. I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day.